You know what's good, YouTube's Kratoctavio here, back again once again, and today, people, we're going to go ahead and look at Magby. Before we go ahead and look at Magby, let's go ahead and look at his stats like we always do. As you can see here, he's actually got some pretty good stats. His defenses are awful and his HP is awful, but he's a fast hitter, and he can hit hard on both the physical and special side. Unfortunately, his special moves aren't that great, but physical side, he does pretty well. I'll show you his special moves in a little bit. But before we go ahead and look at his special moves, let's look at the first set on the list. It's a Choice Scarf set, which at that 19 speed, you're going to be outspeeding everything. And you may be wondering, why would I go for a plus speed nature in this? It's only there to outspeed Scarfers. If you aren't worried about that, you can go ahead and switch it over to a lonely nature. And you can get some more attack off, but I figured that with this being mainly used to outspeed other Scarfers, Magby is the best. Hasty Nature is the best option for it. But we have Flare Blitz, Brick Break, Thunder Punch. Those three moves right there hit everything in the tier for neutral damage. I just decided to go ahead and give him Power Grass because it can help out with some physical bulky Pokemon that may try to wall you out like Coughing. But that's the only reason I have HP Grass on there, because he also has that fantastic 70 base special attack. Either way, on to our Life Orb set. This set's also all about getting outspeeding everything, because you have Flame Charge. If you don't know what Flame Charge does, what it does is, every time you use it, you have a 100% chance to boost your speed by 1. Which, it's a free damaging move, it's a free boost in speed. Only downfall is, it has base 50. It's only base 50, so that's why it's not a reliable move. It's mainly there to set up. But I also try to make this more of a mixed set since, as I showed you, his stats are very well distributed between special attack and attack. That's why I give him Fire Blast, also because that's his best special attacking move that he gets. Cross Chop's another great move. It has that high critical hit chance, and the HP Grass is the same reason. This is just a couple more options that you can run if you want to run a physical Magby. You got Power Up Punch, you got the Double Edge, you got Dual Chop. Dual Chop may seem pointless, but it can break sashes, and then hopefully we'll get them back down to the Sturdy if they're running Sturdy Juice, which most Pokemon that have Sturdy do. So you can at least get that out of the way. You also have Feint Attack, which is decent coverage. And this is why I do not recommend that you run a special only Magby. I had to throw in Heat Wave, and you may be wondering, why would I do that? That's because that's the best he gets. He gets Flamethrower, he gets Clear Smog, he gets Psychic, which I don't understand. Fire Blast, Flamethrower, Hidden Power, but that's not saying anything. Overheat. Let's see, anything else down here that's even worth it? Scroll. Incinerate. Mud Slap. Yeah, he gets nothing really. Uproar, I know that's off screen, but don't lock yourself in Uproar. Don't be that guy. But yeah, this is the main reason that people don't run special Magby. Awful coverage. And that's not good. But here's for a very, very, very powerful set that is going to hurt a lot. And that's what this set is all about. This is hurting your opponent even if it kills you. That's where Flare Blitz comes in as your main priority. Not your priority move. As your main move. Life Orb Stab Flare Blitz is going to hurt a lot of things. You can change that from a Jolly nature to an Adamant nature if you want. I just prefer Jolly just because that sweet spot of 19 speed is going to be fantastic for you. But like I said, you can change it to adamant if you want. Get them down to an 18 speed. That's still fantastic. Don't get me wrong. I just prefer that 19 speed. With so many ties in Little Cup, you really have to pay attention with that. But, like I said, not Choice Banded, but Life Orb, Stab, Flare Blitz is going to hurt. A Cross Chop is going to hurt. A Mach Punch is going to hurt. And a Thunder Punch is going to hurt. You can also switch out the Life Orb for a Choice Band if you want to, but I prefer the Life Orb because you can get some variety in the moves that you're running. Because if you run Flare Blitz and your opponent switches into a Hand Hour, it's going to completely wall you there. And then they can set up and then you're screwed. That's why I prefer Life Orb, because you can switch your moves around. But on to the final set. And I want to go ahead and get a disclaimer on this one. I don't know if this is the typical set. I know I like to save them for last, but I don't know what the typical set for Magby is. I couldn't find it. So I actually put my personal set at the very end because I love this set. This is actually one of my favorite sets to run on anything. It's a Belly Drum Mach Punch set. So what you're going to want to do with this set is you're going to want to switch in on something that you can completely wall, preferably after something on your team dies, so you can actually get a free switch in. You can set up a Belly Drum while they're forced to switch, and then from then on out, you can go for the Mach Punch, which is going to hurt a lot of things. If you run into trouble with anything that's a ghost, you have Thief. You can then steal their item, whatever that item may be. If it's Ghastly, you can steal their Life Orb, and then you're going to be doing even more damage, even if that's going to eventually kill you. You can also run Thunder Punch here, but it really depends on your team. I like to run Thief because you can steal the item and potentially get even more power behind your swings. And then, for your final move, is your stab move. You go for Fire Punch. You may be wondering, why wouldn't you go for Flare Blitz? You're already doing enough damage. You don't need Flare Blitz. Flare Blitz at this point is just overkill. You can go Flame Charge if you want to get that speed, but 19 speed, only 2 things in the metagame will definitely outspeed you that aren't Scarfed. And I can't exactly think of what they are off the top of my head. I may do those for later episodes, whatever they are, and emphasize the speed, but that's whatever. Until then, because I need to go ahead and wrap up this episode since I am in a bit of a hurry today, since I forgot to record this video until the last minute, I'm going to go ahead and wrap up. So I've been Kratoctavio, you've been watching. If you enjoyed the content, smash that like button, subscribe, come back tomorrow for our next part of our Ashlock and our Showdown Showcase, and I will hopefully see you then.